In this session, I will explain the TM and TE modes in a cylindrical waveguide. TM stands for transverse magnetic, TE stands for transverse electric. So, what is a cylindrical waveguide? A waveguide is a metallic cylinder whose cross section can be any shape. If the cross section is circular like this, then that waveguide is a cylindrical waveguide. Okay, this outer covering is a metal assumed to be a perfect conductor, and the cross sectional shape is circle. Then it is called a cylindrical waveguide. And what we are looking for is the value of the possible values of electric and magnetic fields inside this waveguide. For that, we have the standard procedure to solve Maxwell's equation. The four Maxwell's equations in source-free space are del dot E equal to 0, del dot B equal to 0, del cross E equal to minus dou B by dou T, del cross B equal to mu epsilon dou E by dou T. Here, mu is the permeability of medium inside waveguide. Epsilon is dielectric constant of the medium inside waveguide. Now, the first assumption, we assumed that the T dependence of electric field and magnetic field is of the form e raised to minus I omega t. That's our first assumption. That is, time dependence of electric field and magnetic field are sinusoidal. If you take that assumption, then dou by dou t will get replaced with minus I omega, because time derivative of exponential minus I omega t will give you a factor of minus I omega. So this del cross E equal to minus dou B by dou t become del cross E equal to I omega B, and this del cross B equal to mu epsilon dou E by dou t become del cross B equal to minus I omega mu epsilon E. Now, take the curl of this equation, that is del cross E is equal to I omega into del cross B. What is del cross E? It is nothing but del of del dot E, but del dot E is 0, that term goes to 0, minus del square E. So 0 minus del square E is minus del square E. It is on the left hand side. Right hand side, I omega into del cross B, you substitute from this equation, minus I omega mu E electric field. Del square E equal to this I and I becomes minus 1, and this minus sign it becomes plus, but here already you have a minus sign, so that equation becomes del square E equal to minus omega square mu epsilon into E. Similarly, if you take the curl of second equation, you will get del square B equal to minus omega square mu epsilon into B. Okay, these two equations are in similar form, so I can write it in combined form as del square plus omega square mu epsilon, either acting on E or B, is equal to 0. Here the important point is E and B are independent of time. Now, since it is a cylindrical waveguide, it has a cylindrical geometry, so we are going to use cylindrical coordinates. So del, you can write it as rho cap dou by dou rho, phi cap by rho dou by dou phi, plus k cap dou by dou z. The coordinates are rho, phi and z, cylindrical coordinates, and rho cap, phi cap, k cap are respectively the unit vectors. Now, this del can be split into two. This rho cap, phi cap terms combined together to known as del t, and the k cap, that is the component along the axis of the waveguide, it is del z. Then, if you split del square in cylindrical coordinates into two parts, one part consists of the component which is having a z dependence, it is called del z square. All other terms combined together to call del t square. So del square in cylindrical polar coordinate, you separate into two, one z dependent term, that is del z square, and the remaining terms del t square. Okay, that is del square in the wave equation. You can replace it with del t square plus del z square plus omega square mu epsilon into E B. Here is a function of x, y, z. Our next assumption is Z dependence of this electric field and magnetic field is of the form e raised to I k z. We already assumed the time dependence of the form e raised to minus I omega t. So here we assumed the Z dependence of the form e raised to I k z. Then dou square by dou z square will give me a minus k square because each derivative with respect to z will give me an ik. So two derivative means ik into ik, that is minus k square. That you substitute here, del z square is nothing but dou square by dou z square. So instead of del z square you will have a minus k square. And what happens to this e and b? The z dependence is removed. Now it is a function of only x and y. Now E, electric field in cylindrical coordinates is the component along rho into rho cap plus component along phi into phi cap plus component along z into k cap. Similarly, B is B rho cap plus B phi cap plus BZ k cap. So again, split this electric field and magnetic field into two, one along the direct axis of waveguide and the remaining terms. Axis of waveguide component and Ez, the other component is Et. So magnetic field also you can split into Bt and Bz. Now the Maxwell equation, curl equation, del cross E equal to I omega B. How will it get modified by the assumption of E and B like this? Substitute here, del is del t plus del z cross E is Et plus Ez equal to I omega Bt plus Bz. The left hand side consists of 4 times. The one time is del t cross Et. What is del t? Rho cap dou by dou rho plus phi cap by rho dou by dou phi cross rho cap E rho plus phi cap E phi. When you multiply this, rho cap cross rho cap is 0. Rho cap cross phi cap is k cap with some constant. Then phi cap cross rho cap is again in the direction of k cap. Last time phi cap cross phi cap is 0. So in effect, this del t cross Et is in the direction of k cap. So in the left hand side, it is only this term del t cross Et is in the direction of k cap. Right hand side, the only term in the direction of k cap is I omega Bz. So you can equate those two. The left hand side it is del t cross Et, right hand side it is I omega Bz. Now consider the last term del z cross Ez. What is del z cross Ez? Both are in the k cap direction, so cross product will be 0. Now there are two more terms, cross terms, del t cross Ez and del z cross Et. So del t cross Ez plus del z cross Et is equal to I omega into the remaining term in the right hand side is I omega Bt. I omega Bt. Call this as equation number 2. What is our equation number 1? It is the wave equation in E and B. Now cross multiply this entire equation with del z. Now what is A cross B cross C? A cross B cross C is nothing but A dot C into B minus A dot B into C. Apply that relation to this triple cross products. First one is del z cross del z dot Ez. Del z dot Ez is nothing but dou Ez by dou z, dou Ez by dou z to del t minus del z dot del t. Del z is along k cap, del t is along rho cap and phi cap. So dot product will be 0. Similarly, del z dot et. Del z എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ k cap ലാണ്. Et is along rho cap and phi cap. So dot product will be 0. Last time del z dot del z. It is dou square by dou z square acting on et. Right hand side is I omega into del z cross bt. Del z cross bt. Now we have to substitute for this function del z cross bt. For that, I will consider the next Maxwell equation, curl equation, del cross b equal to minus I omega mu epsilon into E. Again, I will consider this del as two parts, del t plus del z, b as two parts, bt plus bz. Right hand side E is et plus ez. Again, del z cross bz is 0. Del t cross bt is along k cap. So right hand side k cap component is minus I omega mu epsilon ez. The remaining equation is del t cross bz plus del z cross bt. Left hand side. Right hand side minus I omega mu epsilon et. Call this as equation number 3. From 3, I can find del z cross bt. Del z cross bt. Take this term into this right hand side. You will get this term. This del z cross bt you substitute in this equation, the previous equation. Okay, so we will get del t dou Ez by dou z minus dou square by dou z square Et equal to I omega into minus I omega mu epsilon Et minus del t cross Bz. So again we assume that z dependence e raised to ikz. So in our earlier equation, this dou by dou z you can replace with an ik. This dou square by dou z square you can replace with a minus k square. So that equation becomes ik del t is plus k square et equal to right hand side is omega square mu epsilon et minus I omega del t cross bz vector എന്നായിരുന്നു, that become k cap bz. So combine the terms containing Et. So Et into omega square mu epsilon minus k square. Take all the terms into the other side. So it is ik del t z plus I omega del t cross k cap bz. You can take this cross product in the k cap cross del t form by putting a negative sign. So this becomes minus I omega k cap cross del t bz. Okay, so this term will go to the denominator. So Et is 1 by omega square mu epsilon minus k square ik del t is at minus I omega k cap cos del t. So this is final expression. You can take I outside. This equation Et equal to I omega I divided by omega square mu epsilon minus k square into k del t is at minus omega k cap cos del t bz. This relation, what is the importance of this relation? Why we derived this equation? Because what our aim is to solve this wave equation for Ez and Bz. This E is actually vector E. It has three components. So this wave equation is actually six equations. Three equations in E, various components of E, three equations in B. We will consider only the equation which contains Ez and Bz. We will solve that wave equation subjected to some boundary conditions of the waveguide, and we will calculate what is Ez and Bz. By finding Ez and Bz, now we can calculate Et, because this is entirely, the right hand side is entirely in terms of Ez and Bz. So using wave equation subjected to certain boundary conditions of the waveguide, we will calculate Ez and Bz. By putting that Ez and Bz in equation 4, you can find Et. That is, you can find E rho and E phi, because Et contains the component of E along rho and the component of E along phi. Now, in a similar manner, we can find an equation for Bt also. So look at the procedure. Del T cross Bz plus del Z cross Bt is equal to minus I omega mu epsilon Et. This is our equation number 3. Take del Z cross product with the del Z in all terms. So again, this is a triple cross product. You will get the first term as del T dou Bz by dou Z. Second term you will get 0. In this you will get the first term as 0 and second term as minus dou square by dou Z square Bt. This procedure is entirely the same as that of the earlier one. Right hand side minus I omega mu epsilon into del Z cross Et. You can substitute from equation number 2. Del Z cross Et you can substitute from equation number 2. This is the value. Again, assume a Z dependence of the form e raised to ikz. Simply replace dou by dou z with ik, dou square by dou z square with minus k square. So that equation will be like this. Then combine the terms containing Bt and rearranging, you will get Bt equal to I divided by omega square mu epsilon minus k square into k del t Bz plus omega mu epsilon k cap cross del t. So once you have the solution of Ez and Bz, you can find Bt also. Bt means B rho and B phi, because Bt is nothing but rho cap B rho plus phi cap B phi. So Bt is a vector. It will have two components. Rho cap component will give you the value of B rho, magnetic field along the rho direction, and phi cap component will give you the magnetic field along phi direction. That is the idea. So you got all the six components. All the six components. Ez and Bz is the solution of wave equation. From equation 4 and 5, you can find the four remaining uh, functions. So this is the final expressions because I have et is equal to this expression. Explicitly, I can write et as rho cap 0 plus phi cap e5. Right hand side del t I can write it as rho cap dou by dou rho plus phi cap by rho dou by dou phi. This is del t. This is we already explained. Into Ez minus omega cap cross again del t value substitute into Bz. Group the terms on the right hand side which is coefficient of rho cap. Rho cap in the coefficients group here. The ഈ ടേമിൽ ഒരു k dou Ez by dou rho ഉണ്ട്. K dou Ez by dou rho. രണ്ടാമത്തെ ടൈമിൽ k cap cross rho cap ചെയ്താൽ it is phi cap. അപ്പോൾ അത് നമുക്ക് ആവശ്യമില്ല. We are looking for coefficient of rho cap. K cap cross phi cap. K cap cross phi cap is minus rho cap. That minus and this minus becomes plus. So you will get omega by rho dou this time dou Bz by dou phi. So this is the value of E rho. Similarly, grouping the terms which are coefficients of phi cap, you will get E phi. E phi is I divided by omega square mu epsilon minus k square k by rho dou Ez by dou phi minus omega dou Bz by dou rho. This is equation number 7. So once you have Ez and Bz using 6 and 7, you can find E rho and E phi. In a similar manner, from the equation of Bt, you can calculate B rho as I divided by omega square mu epsilon minus k square into k dou Bz by dou rho minus omega mu epsilon by rho dou Ez by dou phi, equation number 8. And B phi equal to I divided by omega square mu epsilon minus k square into k by rho dou Bz by dou phi plus omega mu epsilon dou Ez by dou rho. This is equation number 9. Okay. Now take this wave equation in order to solve for Ez and Bz. This is our wave equation. Call this mu epsilon omega square minus k square as gamma square. This is gamma square. So this equation is del t square plus gamma square into Ez. This is a vector equation. E has three components: E rho, E phi, and Ez. We are just writing the equation for Ez. Then from this, we are just writing the equation for Bz. So we got two wave equations, one for Ez and the other for Bz. These are actually typical eigenvalue problems because first equation I can write it as del t square Ez equal to minus gamma square Ez. What is the form of a typical eigenvalue problem? A lambda is equal to A psi is equal to lambda psi. A is an operator which is acting on a function psi is equal to some constant lambda times psi. If you have a problem like this, it is called eigenvalue problem. So this is an eigenvalue problem. Operator is del t square. Corresponding eigenvalue is gamma square minus gamma square, and this Ez is the eigenfunction. So we can solve this eigenvalue problem subjected to some boundary conditions. Also, we can solve the eigenvalue problem for Bz subjected to some boundary condition. So what are the boundary conditions for Ez and Bz? What are the boundary conditions for Ez and Bz? Because we are looking at solutions of Ez and Bz. Solutions Ez and Bz. Boundary conditions in that. One of the boundary condition is you have the boundary of a conductor and dielectric. Because the walls of waveguide is a conductor, perfect conductor, and inside medium is a dielectric. So consider a normal direction which is directed from conductor to dielectric, n cap. We already have from electrodynamics, tangential component of electric field is continuous. Tangential component of electric field is continuous. What is tangential component? It is n cap cross E. If you take n cap dot E, you will get component along the direction of n cap. If you take n cap cross E, you will get the tangential component. So, what is the meaning of boundary condition? N cap cross E on the surface at dielectric is equal to n cap cross EC on the surface at conductor. So, just above the surface, this value E, just below the surface, electric field has this value EC, that is inside conductor. But we already know that for a perfect conductor, electric field is 0. That means the right hand side becomes 0. So the boundary condition is n cap cross E at the surface is 0. What is the meaning of surface. Surface means here rho is equal to a if a is the radius of the cylinder, and here n cap is nothing but minus rho cap because this is the direction. Rho cap is along the radius of the cylinder, so it is radially outward. So n cap, it is the unit vector from metal to dielectric, so here it is minus rho cap. Instead of n cap I can write minus rho cap. Cross, what is E? Rho cap E rho plus phi cap E phi plus k cap E z. Evaluated on the surface is 0. Already rho cap cross rho cap is 0. Minus rho cap cross phi cap is minus k cap. Minus rho cap cross k cap is phi cap. So it is minus k cap E phi plus phi cap E z. Evaluated at the surface equal to 0. These two terms, one is along minus k cap and the other is along phi cap. Both are perpendicular. Since these two are perpendicular and it should vanish on the surface, means this should separately vanish. Since these are perpendicular components, the only way to vanish is this independently vanishes. Okay. So Ez at surface should be 0, E phi at surface should be 0. But we are only interested in the boundary condition of Ez. So we are just writing that Ez at the surface is 0. This is equation number 11. Also, we have from electrodynamics, normal component of B is continuous. What is normal component? N cap dot B. On the surface, B is in the value of in the dielectric is equal to n cap dot BC. BC is the value of magnetic field in the conductor. So, in the just above the surface and just below the surface, the value should be equal. That is the meaning of normal component of B is continuous. But BC is 0. For a perfect magnetic field inside conductor is 0. So n cap dot B at the surface equal to 0. Here again n cap is minus rho cap. B is rho cap B rho plus phi cap B phi plus k cap B z at surface equal to 0. So you will get it as minus rho cap into BT. BT is this time rho cap B rho plus phi cap B phi plus k cap bz at surface equal to 0. If you take this dot product, you can see that minus rho cap dot bz or minus rho cap dot k cap is 0. So you will not get the boundary condition for bz from here. But we have an expression for bt. bt expression. What is the expression for bt? This one. Bt is I divided by omega square mu epsilon. So this value you put here. So it is minus rho cap dot I divided by omega square mu epsilon minus k square into some factor evaluated at surface equal to 0. We already have Ez evaluated at surface is 0. So this second time vanishes. First time these constant times I can neglect. So remaining is rho cap dot del t bz. Rho cap dot del t bz evaluated on the surface is 0. What is rho cap dot del t bz? Del t bz is gradient. Along the rho cap direction means it is normal derivative. It is dou bz by dou rho evaluated on the surface. This is the boundary condition for bz. എന്തുകൊണ്ടാണ് നമ്മൾ ഇത്രയും റിസ്ക് എടുത്ത് ഈ ഇക്വേഷൻസ് ഒക്കെ എഴുതിയത്? വി നീഡ് എ ബൗണ്ടറി കണ്ടീഷൻ ഫോർ bz because we are solving for the differential equation in bz. bz ലെ differential equation solve ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ we need boundary condition for bz. So this is equation number 12. Now we are ready for solving the problem. We already have this wave equation. We already have the boundary conditions. So next aim is we will consider two different cases. Since the boundary conditions are in different form, one is Ez at surface is 0, the other one is derivative of Bz at surface is 0. So we will treat it as separate cases. First case is transverse magnetic mode or TM wave. It is nothing but Bz is 0. What is the meaning of Bz is 0? Along the axis of the cylinder, there is no magnetic field. That is, magnetic field is entirely in the transverse direction. That is why it is called a transverse magnetic mode. Transverse magnetic mode. And the boundary condition is Ez on the surface 0. Ez എല്ലായിടത്തും 0 എന്നല്ല, Ez on the surface 0. So this is wave equation del t square plus gamma square acting on Ez. It is a function of just rho and phi. because we removed the z dependence. We removed the z dependence. Here you have to write a row and instead of x and y. This is my mistake. Actually here we are just using these cylindrical coordinates. So this is function of not x and y but rho and phi. Okay. We always we have to write it in cylindrical coordinates. So this Ez is a function of rho and phi. We can use a separation of variables. This is a partial differential equation. Partial differential equation, one of the method for solving partial differential equation is separation of variables. Write Ez rho phi as product of two functions. One is a function of rho alone, other one is a function of phi alone. Substitute back. Dou square by dou rho square acting on r phi. Here phi is a function of small phi alone, so you can take it outside. Phi into dou square r by dou rho square. But r is a function of a single variable. Whenever you have a function of single variable, no need to write partial derivative. You can use total derivative. So first time is phi d square r by d rho square. Second time is phi by rho dr by d rho plus this term is r will come outside. This is a derivative with respect to phi. So r by rho square d square phi by d phi square plus gamma square r phi equal to 0. Okay. Now you can, this is separation of variables method. You can take this phi derivative into the right hand side. So phi derivative into the right hand side. Left hand side is this. Then divide throughout with r phi and then multiply with r square. This equation divide throughout with r phi, multiply with r square. I will get it as rho square by r d square r by d rho square plus rho by r d r by d rho plus gamma square rho square equal to minus 1 by 5 d square phi by d phi square. Left hand side is a function of rho only. Right hand side is a function of phi only. Okay. ഒരു സൈഡിൽ ഒരു വേരിയബിൾ വേറെ സൈഡിൽ വേറെ വേരിയബിൾ. These two are equal means both sides should be equal to some constant. Both sides should be equal to the same constant, say omega square. Take it as omega square. Then the right hand side becomes minus 1 by 5 d square phi by d phi square equal to omega square. Rearranging, you will get the differential equation of simple harmonic oscillation. What is the solution? Phi is equal to a sin omega phi plus b cos omega phi. The general solution of simple harmonic oscillation is a sin omega phi plus b cos omega phi. This phi is angle coordinate which is periodic with period 2 pi. So this capital phi should also be periodic. In order to make capital phi periodic, what is the condition for omega? Periodic means phi evaluated at phi plus 2 pi is equal to phi evaluated at phi. So omega should be an integer. How? If you put phi plus 2 pi in place of phi, you will get this expression. And if omega is an integer, this is of the form sine 2 pi plus theta. Sine 2 pi plus theta is sine theta. But if omega is not an integer, it is something like half, you will get this as sine phi plus pi. Sine phi plus pi is minus sine phi. So you will not get the value repeating. So the condition for getting periodic solution is that omega should be an integer. Let it be n. Then phi is equal to a sin n phi plus b cos n phi. And the equation for rho, the right hand side become n square. Right hand side become n square. Rearranging, you will get rho square d square r by d rho square plus rho dr by d rho plus gamma square rho square minus n square r equal to 0. This is nothing but Bessel differential equation. This is nothing but Bessel differential equation. So what is the solution? We can have two solutions. Linear combination will be the general solution. A prime Jn gamma rho plus B prime Yn gamma rho. Here Jn is Bessel function of first kind. Yn is Bessel function of second kind. So we got R and we got phi. What is Ez? Ez is the product of R and phi. So you will get this. But the important point is at rho equal to 0, when rho equal to 0, that is on the axis of the cylinder, this Yn becomes infinity. Bessel function of second kind is infinity at rho equal to 0. So this is not a admittable solution. So we can avoid that solution. So this is A sin n phi plus B cos n phi into A prime J n gamma. This is the final solution. Ez rho phi equal to A sin n phi plus B cos n phi into A prime J n gamma. Now, what is boundary condition? It is Ez at surface equal to 0. What is the meaning of surface? Rho becomes A. Cylindrical surface means rho becomes A. Ez at rho equal to A is 0. That is, here the only term which contains rho is this Bessel function. So, Jn of gamma A is equal to 0. Let rho mn be the mth root of nth order Bessel function. Be the mth root of nth order Bessel function. Bessel functions are in different order. This n can take value 0, 1, 2, 3, etc. If this n is 0, it is called zeroth order Bessel function. If this n is 1, it is called the first order Bessel function. Each Bessel function have different zeros. Each Bessel functions have different zeros. So it have first zero, second zero, third zero, fourth zero, etc. So they are known as denoted as mth. Okay. So rho mn be the mth root of nth order Bessel function. I will explain that with the figure later. So just now understand that it is Jn rho mn equal to 0. Jn rho mn equal to 0. That is the meaning of 0 of a Bessel function. If you put that value, you will get 0. That is, this gamma A, you can write it as rho mn, or gamma, you can write it as rho mn by A. Okay, this particular gamma, you can denote it by using this same suffixes. Gamma mn equal to rho mn by A. Okay, this is the value. Now, we already have this relation. Gamma square is equal to omega square mu epsilon minus k square. So, substituting here, you will get omega mn square is equal to gamma mn square is equal to omega square mu epsilon minus k mn square. Okay. For a particular value of omega, if you vary this value of gamma, this k will vary. Okay. And as long as this k square is less than this quantity, okay, omega square mu epsilonnേക്കാൾ കുറവാണ് k square എങ്കിൽ, this gamma square will be positive. Gamma square will be positive. That gamma square should be positive in order to have this equation an oscillating solution. Okay. But plus gamma square ആണെങ്കിൽ മാത്രമാണ് we will get a oscillating solution. So that gamma square should be a positive quantity. So for that, omega square mu epsilon should be greater than k square m. Now you can see that k square mn is equal to omega square mu epsilon minus gamma mn square, right? Minus gamma mn square. If this k square mn is equal to 0, if this k square mn is equal to 0 for a particular frequency, that is called cutoff frequency. Why it is called cutoff frequency? Because if this k square is positive, if this k square is positive, that means k is a real quantity. K is real. That means e raised to ikz is oscillating. E raised to ikz is oscillating. Okay, so you'll get an oscillator. We need an oscillatory solution along the axis of the cylinder. But if k square is negative, if k square is negative, that means k is imaginary. K is imaginary. That means e raised to ikz become e raised to minus kz. E raised to minus kz. Because k is imaginary, so it contains an I. So it becomes exponentially decaying solution. They are called evanescent modes or cutoff modes. So depending on the value of k square, whether it is positive or negative, we can have a propagating solution or no solution. So what is the boundary between these two? K square equal to 0. Okay, or k equal to 0. So the frequency for which kmn equal to 0 is known as cutoff frequency. No modes or above the cutoff frequency, there is no possible mode. Below the cutoff frequency only you have. Okay. So if k square is positive, you will get oscillatory solution. K square is negative, you will get cutoff solution or evanescent modes. So the boundary is k equal to 0. So the cutoff frequency is the one for which k is equal to 0. K0 കൊടുത്താൽ you will get omega square mu epsilon equal to gamma mn square. That particular frequency you can denote it as omega mn square. That is gamma mn square by mu epsilon. So omega mn is gamma mn divided by square root mu epsilon. Gamma mn is nothing but rho mn. So it is rho mn divided by square root mu epsilon into a. So this is the cutoff frequency of TM mode, transverse magnetic mode. Now we will discuss transverse electric mode or TE wave. What is the meaning of transverse electric? Here Ez is 0. So that is along the axis of the cylinder there is no electric field. So all the electric field components are in the transverse direction. That is why it is called a transverse electric. Here the boundary condition is dou Bz by dou rho at surface equal to 0. Not Bz at surface 0. It is dou Bz by dou rho at surface is 0. What is the wave equation? Del T square plus gamma square Bz equal to 0. So the same solution as that of TM mode, you will get Bz rho phi equal to an oscillating part and a Bessel function. Again, Yn rho at rho equal to 0 is infinity. So this is not an admissible solution. So Bz rho phi is equal to A sin n phi plus B cos n phi into A prime Jn gamma rho. But the important difference is here the boundary conditions is derivative. Dou Bz by dou rho at rho equal to A is 0. So take the derivative and put rho equal to A. Then you will get Jn prime gamma A equal to 0. Jn prime gamma A equal to 0. Let rho prime mn be the mth root of nth order, mth root of derivative of nth order Bessel function. Rho prime mn is mth root of derivative of nth order Bessel function. കാരണം ഇവിടെ ഒരു ഡെറിവേറ്റീവ് ഉണ്ട്. Then I can write gamma mn as rho prime mn by a, rho prime mn by a, and the cutoff frequency is gamma mn by root 2 mu epsilon, and that is nothing but rho prime mn by root 2 mu epsilon into a, where a is the radius of the cylinder. So cutoff frequency for TE mode, it contains rho prime, that is this is m to 0 of derivative of nth order Bessel function. Cutoff frequency for TM mode is rho mn by root 2 mu epsilon into a. Now what is the meaning of this cutoff frequency? What are Bessel functions? This is a plot of different Bessel functions. This red curve is the zeroth order Bessel function. Yellow one is first order Bessel function. Green is second order Bessel function. Blue is third order Bessel function. Violet is fourth order Bessel function, and so on. You can see that for each Bessel function there are different zeros. This is the first zero of zeroth order Bessel function. This is the second zero of zeroth order Bessel function. This is third zero of zeroth order Bessel function, and so on. So here I denoted the different orders of Bessel function n equal to 0, 1, 2. Here I have different zeros m equal to 1, m equal to 2, m equal to 3. So this entry 2.4048 denotes the first zero of zeroth order Bessel function. First zero നോക്കൂ 5ന്റെ 0ത്തിന്റെ ഇടയ്ക്ക് 2.4 ആയിരിക്കും. This is second zero is around 5 point something, the 5.52. Third zero is around less than 10, so it is 8.65. Similarly, for first order Bessel function, first zero is at 3.83. Okay, blue curve ആദ്യം 0 ൽ കട്ട് ചെയ്യുന്നു 3.83. Next one is around 7, and then about 10, right? So these are different zeros. So consider PM mode. What is the lowest possible cutoff frequency? Lowest possible one is this 2.40, and that is for zeroth order of first root, first zero. So mn എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് m ന്റെ സ്ഥാനത്ത് 1, n ന്റെ സ്ഥാനത്ത് 0. Omega 10 is the lowest cutoff frequency. That is rho 10 by root 2 mu epsilon into a. Consider a typical waveguide of radius 1 centimeter. 1 by root 2 mu epsilon if the medium is filled with air. If the inside medium of waveguide is air, you have 1 by root 2 mu epsilon is velocity of light in vacuum, 3 into 10 raised to 8. Substitute values. Rho 10 is 2.4048. 3 into 10 raised to 8 divided by 1 centimeter. You will get 7.2 into 10 to the power 10 hertz. If you take the next one, that is 3.8317 is the next higher mode, that is n equal to 1, m equal to 1, omega 1 1, rho 1 1 divided by root 2 mu epsilon into a. So this is 3.83 multiplied with 3. So it is above 10, greater than 10. Okay, exact value you can calculate. But now, what is the point? If you select a driving frequency 10 into 10 to the power 10 hertz, that is, you have a cylindrical waveguide and you are transmitting a wave of frequency 10 into 10 to the power 10 hertz. When this wave enters the waveguide, the only TM mode which propagates through this waveguide is omega 1 0. Omega 1 1, that frequency, cutoff frequency is greater than this. Okay, so we already discussed these things in the last class. Here we have omega, here we have k lambda, and we have different graph like this. If you have a cutoff frequency somewhere here, these three modes will propagate. If you have a cutoff frequency, driving frequency here, these two modes will propagate. If you have a driving frequency here, this mode only will propagate. So here this is the case. One is with the 7.2, other is greater than 10. We are giving a driving frequency 10. So only one mode will propagate through the waveguide. This is the case of TM. Then what is with the TE? TE. Again, this is simply Bessel function. This is not a derivative of Bessel function. I didn't have the graph of derivative of Bessel function, but this is enough. Okay. What is the meaning of derivative? It is the slope of this graph at each point. So when this derivative of J0 will vanish, J0 ഡെറിവേറ്റീവ് വാനിഷ് ചെയ്യുന്ന പോയിന്റ് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ J0 എവിടെയാണോ സ്ലോപ്പ് സീറോ ആവുന്നത്. സ്ലോപ്പ് സീറോ ആവുക എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ എക്സ് ആക്സിസിന് ഹൊറിസോണ്ടൽ ആവുന്നു. ഒന്നാമത്തെ പോയിന്റ് ഇതാണ് 0. രണ്ടാമത്തെ പോയിന്റ് ഇവിടെയാണ് 5ന് താഴെയായിട്ട് 3.2 വരും. മൂന്നാമത്തെ പോയിന്റ് ഇവിടെയാണ് 5ന്റെ മുകളിൽ 7ന്റെ ഭാഗത്ത്. അപ്പൊ നോക്കൂ, n 0 ഉള്ളപ്പോൾ ആദ്യത്തെ 0, ഫസ്റ്റ് 0 0യില്, അടുത്തത് 3.83, അടുത്തത് 7.01. നിങ്ങൾ നോക്കേണ്ടത് 0 ആയിട്ട് കട്ട് ചെയ്യുന്ന സ്ഥലമല്ല, ഇത് ബെസൽ ഫംഗ്ഷൻ ആണ്. ഇതിന്റെ ഡെറിവേറ്റീവിന്റെ കാര്യം നമ്മൾ സംസാരിക്കുന്നത്. ഡെറിവേറ്റീവ് വാനിഷ് ചെയ്യുന്ന സ്ഥലമാണ്. ഡെറിവേറ്റീവ് വാനിഷ് ചെയ്യുന്ന സ്ഥലം എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ ഫംഗ്ഷൻ ഹൊറിസോണ്ടൽ ആവുന്ന സ്ഥലമാണ് ഡെറിവേറ്റീവ് വാനിഷ് ചെയ്യുന്ന സ്ഥലം. അപ്പൊ ഈ പോയിന്റ് 0, ഈ പോയിന്റ് 3.83, ഈ പോയിന്റ് 7.0. സിമിലർലി ഒന്നാമത്തെ ബെസൽ ഫംഗ്ഷന്റെ ഫസ്റ്റ്, അതിന്റെ ഡെറിവേറ്റീവിന്റെ ഫസ്റ്റ് 0 വരുന്ന ഈ പോയിന്റിലായിരിക്കും, അറൗണ്ട് 1.84. അടുത്ത 0 വരുന്നത് 5.33, അടുത്ത 0 വരുന്ന 8.53. അതാണ് ഈ വാല്യൂസ് ഇവിടെ മാർക്ക് ചെയ്തത്. So rho prime mn is mth 0 of derivative of nth order Bessel function. Omega 1 1, you can calculate it as 1.8412 divided by root 2 mu epsilon into a. If a is 1 centimeter, omega 1 1 will be 5.5 into 10 to the power 10 hertz. So lowest frequency mode is omega 1 1, and this is lowest compared to the earlier one also. TM മോഡിൽ ഏറ്റവും കുറഞ്ഞത് ഇതായിരുന്നു, ഇതിനേക്കാൾ കുറവാണ് TE മോഡിൽ. So among all the modes that a cylindrical waveguide can admit, the lowest one is TE11 mode. The lowest one is TE11 mode. For a rectangular waveguide, this is TE10, I think. Okay. So for a cylindrical waveguide, the lowest possible mode is TE11. If you take a driving frequency 6 into 10 raised to 10 hertz, only this mode will propagate. If you take a driving frequency 8 into 10 raised to 10 hertz, then TE11 and TM10 will propagate, because 8 in the and 7.2. So that is the idea of cutoff frequency. Now this is about cutoff frequency and all. What is about the solution? You already have a solution for BZ and EZ. BZ and EZ. Okay. For TE, you only calculated BZ. From BZ, you can calculate EZ, and BZ and EZ you can calculate various B rho, B5, E rho, E5, etc. ഞാൻ ഓൾറെഡി ഇക്വേഷൻസ് കാണിച്ചിരുന്നു ഡിറൈവ് ചെയ്ത് വരുന്ന വഴിക്ക്. അപ്പോൾ ഈ ഇക്വേഷൻസ് ഒക്കെ നമ്മൾ ഡിറൈവ് ചെയ്തു 6, 7, 8, 9. യൂസിങ് ദീസ് റിലേഷൻസ് യു ക്യാൻ ഫൈൻഡ് ഓൾ ദി magnetic field and electric field components. That will complete the theory of propagation of TM and TE modes inside a cylindrical waveguide. Okay, I hope it's clear. So, thank you.